I have one for you guys. Most memorable home inspection.
Ooh.
Home inspection? Or
Home
just
inspection.
home walkthrough?
Could be, you know what? Walkthrough, sure.
Honestly, I haven't been to any like wild home inspections that they've found anything outrageous that
I
like
agree.
we didn't kind of know going in. I've seen some crazy stuff going into like houses that I'm like, whoa, this is allowed?
Yeah, yeah. What about, like, what have you seen in houses then?
The craziest thing I've seen was there was a house, it was I think it was supposed to be a bungalow, and they changed it to a 1.5 story. And I mean, I don't want to give too much away, so I'm not gonna but they added a staircase up to the half story, and the staircase was falling off where it was attached.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like hanging. I don't know if I should say it's a spiral staircase.
Yeah.
And the spiral staircase was hanging off. Like,
I feel like I showed this house.
and like,
Yeah.
I said, like, this is definitely not to code.
Yeah.
Yeah, the listing agent did send out a touch base like later in the week, kind of saying that the staircase wasn't supposed to have 2 people on it at once.
Okay, because my client started going up it, and I said, no, one at a time, like this is moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably the craziest thing I saw.
Okay. How about you guys?
Yeah, I can remember. I always find it too, like you're always with the buyer client, right? So I remember doing a home inspection at one point, and there was like a massive like jetted soaker tub. And so, do we fill it up? Do we test it? And it very clearly leaked very badly, about halfway full. As soon as the jets went on, something was wrong in the pump system, and it just like, there was water all in the basement. And it was like, well, what do you do now?
Yeah.
So it was super frustrating. Like, we cleaned it all up. We did what you could, and then like just communicated like, hey, if you knew the tub didn't work, you should tell us the tub didn't work. And they're like, well, we didn't know. And it's like, well, now we all know. Like it was just a really messy situation. My clients didn't end up buying the house, and like, it just never looks that great. But that's why you do home inspections.
Yeah.
And that's why as a homeowner, you should be testing everything too before you list so that you can work out these kinks.
Yeah, and like that's not an unreasonable thing for people to expect a tub, like the main feature of the main bathroom to function. Like, I don't know, it sucks and these things kind of happen, but it's all part of due diligence. So I would say that's one of the like most memorable ones.
For me, like what brought this up was I was talking to a client that I think I was like 3 years into the business, and we were doing a home inspection on a property they wanted to buy. I think it was listed privately, so there wasn't an agent on the other side. So we were all already like a little bit nervous about the information we were getting because it didn't sound, I don't know.
Legit?
It didn't sound legit. I don't think there was help in filling out the disclosure statement, all of that kind of stuff. And so it was rural. We're out. We'd done the inspection of the septic tank. It was crumbling, needed to be redone. My guys were like, okay to get over that. We did we did well testing for the water. That was fine. The electrical was all reverse polarity through the house, but again, client's okay with that. And then we were at the end, and the home inspector couldn't get up on the roof because it was like snow and ice, and so he wanted to get up and check the attic space, and we couldn't find the attic access anywhere. So we're like going through every closet, everything, and the homeowner was there because it was a private sale and they wanted, nobody had coached them to leave. And so he kept saying he didn't know where it was. And then finally the home inspector was like, I found it. And it was like they'd stacked this closet full of like board games and stuff, so we couldn't see it. But he had like started pulling out board games to look for it. And I think my guys were still gonna go through with it, but he opens up the hatch, gets up there, and he goes, "Jen, you gotta see this." And I was like, uh-oh, like that's never good. Like I just thought it was like a raccoon living in the attic or something. And I got up there and the whole house had been on fire. Like every single timber up there was like charred, and they had painted it white so that you couldn't smell it. Like they did the Kills paint. But like had the inspector have gone up on the roof,
It would have like collapsed.
he would have
he
come
would've
through
came
it,
through.
he said. And it was just like the entire structural integrity
That
of the
would have
roof.
turned them away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they buy it?
That was
That's
the nail in the
crazy.
coffin. We walked away. We
Wow.
bought something else.
Yeah, that's a
crazy.
bullet dodged.
Yeah.
And yeah, ever since there, I'm like, let's be checking those attic spaces. Well, at least if it's in the city, you can check for like fire history. But this was rural. Like you can't, like,
can't.
there's no
Yeah.
permit history I can look up easily, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But that was a new
That's
one for me.
crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
is
the
a
home
good one.
inspector had done a lot of home inspections at that point, and he was like, "I've never seen this before." And he teaches classes. He was taking pictures for like his next class. So
Yeah, that's a good
Can't
one to
believe
teach.
they painted it too.
painted it. Like they had to have known about it.
Yeah, that's bad.
And then it did get listed a few months later with another agent. And I had a dilemma of, do I call her and tell her? Does she want to know? I called her. I said, do you want to know why?
Yeah.
And she said, no.
No,
I said,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Peace, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
That was
great.
my most memorable. I'm just glad.
That is memorable.
I'm
That's
glad the home inspector didn't fall through the roof.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have got hurt. Yeah.
You really don't want your home inspection to be that memorable.
No.
Like really, you want
If you
them to be
remember,
forgettable.
yeah.
Yeah, with all my crazy things I've seen, like I said, we didn't make it to the home inspection because it was so
For sure,
crazy.
yeah.
We didn't
Yeah,
even
you
get
see
there.
it right when
Yeah.
you get in for your
Yeah,
showing.
usually it's pretty rare that the wow, holy man, this is absolutely sketchy pops up in a home inspection.
Yeah, because you have an
Usually-
idea going in, right?
For the most part, unless something is like specifically hidden,
Yeah.
like
For sure.
yeah, it's just funny how many people do such weird things to their houses. Like
It's
yeah,
weird.
it is very strange.
I
Very
saw,
strange.
I saw another house, again, not that there was anything wrong with it, but they had, it was like another 1.5 story. But when you got up the stairs, there wasn't enough. You were in a hallway that you were gonna go to your bedrooms, but in the hallway, there was a toilet and a sink, but you couldn't pass it. Like you had to kind of step over or like turn to the side to pass the toilet to make it to your bedrooms. And then I was like, it's listed as like a half bath, but I'm like, is this a bath? Like they
Maybe it was just an H bath for hallway bath.
hallway bath. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, hallway bath.
oh man.
I was like, this definitely wasn't here originally.
No.
Yeah.
And is it adding value at this point? Yeah. No, not if you have to crawl over the.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you have another 2 bedrooms upstairs. You can't access them though without crawling over.
The toilet.
Yeah, that is very strange.
It's a weird place to add a bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
not
like
so
I've
bad,
seen so
though.
many weird things, but like none of my home inspections have been like revealed crazy things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and if they did, it was just like, oh yeah, we kind of expected something like that going in and we were prepared to.
I think that's a sign of a good agent, though, Shayla. Like you're not like, oh, here's the other shoe has to drop or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
yeah. But people know what they're getting into.
But there's a lot of, unique houses out there for sure.
And I've definitely like shown houses where there were cracks in the foundation.
Yeah.
You could see to the outside.
for
Like you
sure.
could see the sky and
Yeah.
like we did
It's not the one for you guys. It's not the one.
you know, this isn't a big deal. You know, yeah, we didn't go back and do home inspections on those ones.
No.
So.
Yeah.
I always love when clients, like I remember a client, or they weren't actually a client. They were like someone I had known previously that had like gone through at an open house and they're like, can you show us this house again? It's like, yeah, of course. And then you show up and I'm like, did you guys like notice the daylight coming through the foundation in the basement? Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, come with me, please.
Yeah.
And then you show them and you can literally put your whole arm through the foundation. And they were like, well, we didn't notice that. It was nighttime. And I'm like, kind of a big deal. Like, like it's, you know, it's not just like a little crack. Like, this is something you're going to have to deal with right now. Like,
Yeah.
man.
And this, dear folks, is why you also should be seeing stuff during the daylight and
Yeah.
if you're liking something at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Multiple
Tougher when it's 4:30
now.
in December,
Yeah.
but
But then
yeah.
book another showing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Figure it out.
This happened a couple weeks ago. If, like, I was almost gonna add in on the like, we have a sheet that we make people sign if they're saying I don't want a home inspection or I don't want financing. Like, I had like screenshot texts of me saying, do you want to go back during the daytime? Like, we didn't see it at night. I noticed this in the photo. Like, are you sure you're not wanting a home inspection? This is what I would recommend. Not even for the home inspection, just to see it again in the daylight. Like,
Well, houses can feel very different too, like daylight versus evening.
Yeah.
Usually better, but
Usually
not
better.
always.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Not always.
that sun shines in and you're like, wow, that wall has been very poorly repainted or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.